You ready? Good. All righty. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Oviedo City Council meeting. It is Monday, August 5th. It is approximately 6:30 p.m. If everybody can rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Chief Coleman, if you would do the honors. Good evening. Nope.
You hear me now?
There you go.
If you'd like to pray with me, would you bow your heads? Dear Heavenly Father, as we come to you tonight, our country's in mourning. We ask you to be with the cities of El Paso and Dayton as they mourn the loss of the people there, the ones that are wounded and the ones that are caring for them. We ask for your blessing on them, your comfort, your peace, your healing of this country. We ask that you also, as we go through this week, school starts next week in Seminole County. We ask for your blessings on the teachers, the students, and the staff, and those that are traveling. Give them patience as the buses begin to return to our roadways. We ask that you bless this council and the people that are here as we go about the governance of the city of Oviedo. We ask you all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chief. Good evening, everyone. Again, welcome to the Oviedo City Council meeting. I will call the meeting to order. It is Monday, August 5th. Now it is approximately 6:30 p.m. We have two members absent this evening, Councilman Pollack and Councilman Britton. So we will start the meeting. We do have a quorum. With the approval of the minutes of the July 15th, 2019 regular session, I would like to entertain a motion to do so.
Mr. Mayor, motion to approve.
I guess I'll second.
It's only you two tonight, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
No, sir. Good.
None.
Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor of the motion to adopt the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is citizens' comment. You have 3 minutes to address council on any issue. I do not have any, we don't have any written requests, do we, Eliana? Nope. We have no written requests. Anybody in the audience? Come on up.
My name is James E. Shiflett, 1954 Crystal Downs Court, Oviedo, Florida. About 2 months ago, I came up and requested some action to get the Seminole Community College and the Seminole County to address what we consider to be a serious issue with a single entrance into Hideaway Cove, and if that got blocked, there would not be a way for emergency vehicles to get in, nor would anybody be able to get out. I have written a few emails. I've contacted a number of people. They're not moving too quickly, and I was wondering if there was any thing we could do to request those two organizations come and talk to us about the traffic, particularly in that situation, which is problematic from people in Twin Rivers. I've lived here. I just got back from a 50-year wedding anniversary, and I said, geez, I lived here 27 of that 50 years. This is a lovely town. I want to be sure it continues to stay a lovely town, and I think we should encourage them. Dave Smith, our Seminole County, was the most responsive. But he's an old Marine Corps guy that we've known from long back. I'm going to, now that I'm back from my Mediterranean vacations, I'm going to engage an email campaign to try to get other people to address that issue.
Great.
Questions for me?
I think we're good, Colonel.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Kopp, can we just follow up on those emails? I did see some traffic between you and others, but can we just follow up, see where we're at?
We can, yes.
Maybe get that meeting together and we can see. I know Patrick's been looking into it. There's a ton of resistance that we're facing. So,
Yes, sir. We had a meeting with the actual developer and passed the HOA's concerns on to him as well. And there was no commitment even on that side either. So,
All right, let's just keep the ball moving downfield, as they say.
Delary get involved?
I've spoken to him, I don't,
Right.
he's aware, right? But Commissioner Delary is very aware. Anybody else in the audience who'd like to address council at this time? Seeing and hearing none, we will close the public comment and move on to the consent agenda. Tonight's consent agenda are items number 4 through 9.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Second.
Motion second. Any discussion?
No, sir, it looks good.
Council agenda? All righty. Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor of adopting the consent agenda as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, we are up to item number 10. Give me a second to catch up. Item number 10 is ordinance number 1685, the establishment of the city's public arts logo. Mr. Groot, can you read this by title only for us, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Oviedo, Florida, amending Section 2-12 of the Code of Ordinances, providing for the establishment of the City of Oviedo Public Arts logo as one of the city's logos, providing for legislative finding, providing for sole use in official business, providing for implementing administrative actions, providing for penalties and enforcement, providing for a savings provision, providing for conflicts, providing for scrivener's errors, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date. And that's the ordinance by title, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Groot. Mr. Cobb?
thank you, Mayor. This is a request for the council to amend the Code of Ordinances to incorporate the city's public arts logo. At your June 17th meeting, you adopted Resolution Number 3761-19, which approved the public arts logo, the logo that will be used by the Public Arts Board. This ordinance incorporates that logo into Article 2 of the city's Code of Ordinances so that it will share the same protections that all of the other city logos have. It's recommended that the City Council conduct a public hearing and adopt ordinance number 1685.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. I will open up the public hearing. I have no written request. Anybody in the audience like to address council on the public arts logo? Seeing and hearing none, I'll close public comment portion and move on to the pleasure of council.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 1685. Second.
Motion second. Any discussion?
No, sir, it's a good logo, looks great.
Chief? All good?
All good.
All righty. Well, we hashed this out last time. Great job by all involved. Motion on the table is to adopt ordinance 1685 approving the Oviedo Public Arts logo. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving along, we have no first reading of ordinances, so we're up to item number 12. Item number 12 is resolution number 3780-19. It is the site development order, final engineering for Speak Easy Medical Office. Mr. Kopp, turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a request for the council to approve site development order number 504-19. It's for the Speak Easy office. The subject property is designated commercial on the future land use map. It is also designated C2 on the city's zoning map. The applicant proposes to develop the property as an office building, a 6,252 square foot office building. Proposed development is located on the north side of Clark Street and on the east side of West Broadway Street, which is State Route 426. The total land area is 0.78 acres. The applicant has requested deviations to the city's landscaping and parking requirements. The staff has reviewed those per the Land Development Code and recommends approval. It's recommended that City Council adopt resolution number 3780-19.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. Is the applicant present? Just name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Steve Allen, 630 North Wymore Road, Suite 310 in Maitland. I'm the civil engineer for the applicant or for the owner, and we agree with staff recommendations and ask for your approval and would like to answer any questions you may have about the project.
Okay, great. We'll see what council wants to do, and if we need to, we'll call you back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I have no request to speak forms on this item, so we'll move on to the pleasure of council on resolution number 3780-19.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 3780-19.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Councilman Henkin, you have the floor.
I don't have any really questions. I mean, these deviations are not that out of line for me, so I looked at the project, looks fine to me, and on we go.
Great. Chief?
Project looks good. I'm fine with it.
Excellent. And I will just say that this office does great work for not only children but adults here in the community, and I wish them all the best in their new facility. They're moving out of the old medical office building that ORMC used to own, sold, and now I guess owns again. But congratulations to them for expanding here in the city of Oviedo. Any other questions? No. Seeing and hearing none, we'll call the vote. Motion on the table is to adopt Resolution 3780-19. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I can't hesitate on you guys, can I? All righty, moving along, we're up to item number... Thank you, Steve. Moving right along, we're up to item number 13. This is resolution number 3781-19, site development order number 503-19 for Oviedo on the Park, Lot 4. Mr. Cobb, we'll turn it over to you for an introduction.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a request for the council to approve site development order number 503-19, which is for Lot 4 of Oviedo on the Park. The proposed development is located on the north side of Mitchell-Hammock Road, the east side of City Walk Lane, and then the west side of Oviedo Boulevard. It's designated downtown mixed use on the future land use map. It's also designated mixed use development, downtown village core on the official zoning map. The property is part of the Oviedo on the Park master land use plan. Total area is approximately 4.25 acres, and the project will consist of 2 restaurant buildings of 6,200 square feet and 4,480 square feet, and a multi-tenant commercial building of 7,800 square feet, and 2 future commercial buildings. There's adequate parking for the site. The applicant has requested deviations to the city's landscape requirements. And there's also been there were some issues involving the interior lighting as far as the placement of lighting. But and in your packet there was an issue regarding a request for innovative design on the parking lot lights. We've worked that out with the applicant. There's a letter on the dais, and so that the applicant has committed to work that out with the staff regarding the light fixture. So tonight we would ask that the City Council adopt the site development order as presented. There's no need for you to review anything about the lighting issue, and so it's recommended that you adopt resolution number 3781-19.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. I see the applicant is present. Do you have a presentation for us? Name and address for the record, sir.
Michael Collard, 1353 Fern Avenue, Orlando, Florida. I have no presentation other than to say I support Brian's recommendation of support, and I'm ready to answer any questions should you have any. Thanks.
Great. Thank you. I have no written request to speak on this item, so I'll move on to the pleasure of council.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 3781-19.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilman Henkin, you have the floor.
All the staff's recommendations, there's quite a few deviations in my mind. They're not overly burdensome, including the letter we got tonight that you guys are going to work on the light fixture. That was the only thing that seemed to really be sticking out, but it's just another step to get Oviedo on the Park better than it is now, and these good restaurants and everything, so it looks like a great project, so good luck to you guys.
Councilman Chudnow.
The request for deviation landscape makes sense to me, so I'm good with it.
Great. Well, it's been a pleasure to sit here and watch Oviedo on the Park become what it has become. It's always what was envisioned years ago by the 60 folks who sat here in this council chambers back in 2001 and 2. So, the restaurants are really the last piece of the puzzle, and your group, Michael, is working exceptionally hard on them, between what you're bringing now and the food factory that you've shown us and some other ideas that you still have to bring into fruition. It is quite exciting. So the deviations, while it looks like they're numerous, they're minor for the area. The buffer on the Mitchell Hammock side, there is already a buffer on the Mitchell Hammock side. We made the last developer put it in, so it kind of makes sense not to double up a buffer along a main thoroughfare. So, and I see that you've agreed to plant 4 or 5 additional magnolia trees or something, I guess, filling gaps. But I'm fine with all of this. I just encourage you to get out there, get it built, get Ford's Garage in, and whatever else you have planned for that space, and I look forward to seeing the food factory coming through for approval very shortly. So, great job. Any other questions from the council?
No, sir.
No.
No. Mr. Cobb, anything else to add to this?
No, sir.
All righty. Motion on the table is to adopt. All those in favor of approving resolution number 3781-19, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving along, we're up to item number 14. Boy, these things go great when we don't have Britton here. Geez, he talks so much. All righty, so we're moving along here. We're up to resolution, let's see, it's item number 14, excuse me. Resolution number 3762-19, the award of RFP 19-32 Risk Management Program. Mr. Cobb.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a request for the council to award RFP number 19-32 to Public Risk Management of Florida as the risk management program provider for the city. At your June 20th, 2018 work session, the City Council discussed the risk management program and determined the program needed to be competitively bid due to the length of time that the city had gone without bidding out the services. The city was in the second year of a price guarantee, and due to that consideration, the council allowed us to wait until January of this year to begin the process. The first step of the process was to select a third-party consultant to assist the city with the review of the requests that are, with the proposals that would be provided as part of the request. The city entered into an agreement with Cyber, which served as our consultant and assisted our committee in reviewing the RFP proposals. They also assisted us in the development of the RFP. So they brought us a great service in assisting us with this endeavor. Once the RFP was issued, we received 3 proposals to that. They were all 3 proposals were deemed responsive. The proposals were then reviewed by Cyber as well as our committee, and the committee conducted several meetings with Cyber to discuss the proposals. The committee also reviewed the references for the different providers. I would note that one of the providers has withdrawn their application. On July the 22nd, the Municipal Insurance Trust Florida Municipal Insurance Trust did remove their application, so they will not be considered tonight. However, the other 2 proposals will be considered. I would like to introduce to you Ms. Kathy Gordon, who is with Cyber. She's our consultant, and she's going to present their findings. Once she's done, the staff's recommendation is that the City Council adopt resolution number 3762-19.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Gordon from Cyber Insurance Consultants, and I will say that in our office we were very pleased with the RFP results that the city received. You got 3 proposals, 2 that are under consideration this evening, and if you recall, your expiring premium for the 18-19 policy year was $1,182,000, and the recommended program with your incumbent is $861,000. I think $320,000 in savings in a difficult insurance market, frankly. The Pidgeot proposal was also quite competitive, and had the PRM proposal, your incumbent, not done such a great job, that would have been another great alternative. That proposal was $969,000. Again, it would have been a substantial savings, but your incumbent really came through. You've been with PRM for a number of years, I believe over 10, and it's a good program. In every category that we looked at, their coverages met or exceeded the competition. Their services have been excellent in terms of what the city's experienced in the past, and their premiums now are bringing you some significant savings. So if you have any, we did 70 pages, I believe, of detailed summaries between the proposals, and so any of the details that you'd like to discuss, we're happy to. All right, happy to.
Any questions?
No.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty, I have no requests to speak forms on this item, so I'll move on to the pleasure of council.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 3762-19.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Henkin?
I always feel like all the years I sat up here, when somebody does a good job for you, we should keep them. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. But I don't see any reason to make this change, especially in light of saving $320,000 here. So these guys have been with us, might even be longer than 10 years, right, Mr. Cobb?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So they're doing a good job, and I just say to the people that are going to come up here in a couple of months, somebody's doing a good job with you, keep them, unless there's some really bad reason that they shouldn't be here. That's why this city is so good. It's not us, it's the people that run our city, our staff. Mr. Boop, you did a great job on this, and I know it wasn't easy, so I'm good.
Great. Chief. Councilman Chudnow?
No questions.
Nothing to add? All righty. I just like $320,000 in savings, so for the same coverage or better. So I think, again, great job to everyone involved. We do appreciate it. Mr. Cobb, anything else to add?
No, sir.
All righty. Motion on the table is to adopt resolution number 3762-19. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving along, discussion items. We have none. Mr. Cobb, you're up. Any report?
I actually have just one thing, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I got an email from Deputy Mayor Pollack. If you recall, the chief sent out his report regarding the golf carts and low-speed vehicles, and Mr. Pollack asked if there would be a possibility of a discussion item at a later date to discuss that. And so I thought I would just ask tonight if you had consensus to have
Sure.
a discussion item.
Fine.
Next meeting.
Okay.
If
Thank
we have
you.
time. Well, you just check the agenda.
I will. I'll find an appropriate time.
Great. Anything else, Mr. Cobb?
That's all, Mayor.
Mr. Groot, anything from the attorney's office?
Nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Awesome. Let's see. Well, Deputy Mayor Pollack just made his communication and report by proxy through Mr. Cobb, so we'll cross him off the list. Councilman Henkin, you're up.
Yeah, just two quick things. I know that we touched about it. Colonel Jim, you came up here and talked about that entrance and exit out of that subdivision. I've actually went down there a couple times and looked, and you don't realize there's a problem until you have a problem. And that would be a very difficult task. Evacuating all those people out of there with one road. So I think we all need to call Delari and lean on him a little bit and see if we can. Your idea, by the way, the stuff you sent us is a great idea, a little cut through the college and everything. It should. I don't know how easy it's going to be, but I'm in agreement with you. So let's make sure we lean on that. To both chiefs, we saw over the weekend these terrible tragedies that we had in El Paso and Dayton, and it seems to be like an everyday event, but just from all of us, we know what we have here in Oviedo. Not to say we're immune from stuff, but what you guys do out there. We saw we saw some bravery in those two cities, and they saved a lot of people. I mean, we lost some, but they did a great job, and so do you guys. So I know it's a tough time out there, but just want you to always know that you always have our support, and keep up the good work, and tell our troops we appreciate them, and be safe, because there's a lot of crazies out there. But thanks for all you guys do. Appreciate it.
Anything else?
It's all good.
Councilman Chudnow, you're up.
Just a little update on Boys and Girls Club. We're ready to start the renovations with gutting and roofing, and we are looking to plan a date for a groundbreaking at the last part of August. Once that date is secure, I will let everybody know.
That is awesome. Great job on that, Chief. Anything else?
That's all.
All righty, I have no report tonight. We'll make this quick and easy. So we will move on to future meeting dates. Mr. Cobb, is there anything else for the good of the order before I announce those dates?
Actually, Mayor, yes, I would ask that you announce that on August 26th, you will be having a budget work session that will start at 6 p.m.
Great. I got a note from the clerk. Anything else, Mr. Cobb?
That's it, Mayor.
All righty. So we have future meeting dates. We have Monday, August 19th. We have a CRA meeting at 5:30 and our regular session at 6:30. Monday, August 26th, as was just announced, 6 p.m., we have a budget work session. Then Thursday, and that is correct, Thursday, September 5th, 6:30 p.m., regular session. Then Monday, September 16th, we have a tentative CRA meeting at 5:30, but our regular session is scheduled at 6:30 p.m. With all that being said, it is 6:55, and we are adjourned.